From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, January the 21st, 2020. Dozens of world leaders are making their way to Israel to attend the 5th World Holocaust Forum. 47 delegations of world leaders will be in Jerusalem for the event, which will commemorate the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz and take place at Yad Vashem, Israel's memorial to the Holocaust, on Thursday. And tomorrow, Wednesday, the leaders will gather for a special dinner at the home of Israel's President, Rivlin. Some 10,000 police officers are deployed throughout the capital with major road closures during the heightened security. Over the weekend, the Palestinian Authority's newspaper Al Hayat Al Jadida published an article inciting violence to try and disrupt the Holocaust Forum. The leaders of the Conference of Presidents of major American Jewish organizations, Arthur Stark and Malcolm Hoenlein, strongly condemned the incitement, saying such a call for violence can never be justified. But it is especially repugnant for the PA to incite terrorism deliberately aimed at disrupting an occasion as solemn and significant as this. Also citing that on the day of the publication of the article, which was on Saturday, a 22-year-old Israeli man was stabbed by a Palestinian terrorist near the Tomb of the Patriarchs in Hebron. He was moderately injured. The terrorist was detained. So long as the PA maintains this shockingly belligerent posture toward Israel, the conference leaders said, and displays such wanton disregard for the Jewish people and this most sacred and significant commemoration, the path to peace is obstructed. White House Special Advisor Jared Kushner is expected in Jerusalem this week as well, part of the U.S. delegation to the Holocaust Forum. It is believed that he will meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and with Blue and White Party leader Benny Gantz while in the capital. And Gantz today is said to have reversed earlier statements about the U.S. peace plan for Israel and the Palestinians. Gantz had reportedly told new Special Advisor for International Negotiations Avi Berkowitz earlier this month that releasing the peace plan before Israel's next elections on March the 2nd would constitute election interference. The Walla news site claimed that Gantz then received angry messages from the White House that he made the statement publicly. And today, Gantz said he expects the U.S. peace plan to be revealed soon and that he hopes President Trump moves up the release date. And Gantz today is also facing criticism from the left in Israel for saying that if he wins the elections in March, he would apply Israeli sovereignty over the Jordan Valley, in coordination, he said, with the international community. That is something Netanyahu has vowed to do and is trying to do even before the elections. The Knesset Regulatory Committee today released dates for committee hearings on the requests for immunity of Netanyahu, the first date set for next Thursday, January the 30th. And there are reports today from Israel's Khan public broadcaster that Netanyahu is considering dropping his immunity request if Gantz supports his vote on the annexation of the Jordan Valley next week. Well, for apparently the first time ever, photographs have been discovered showing convicted Nazi war criminal John Demjanjuk at Sobibor. Demjanjuk was convicted in 2011 of being an accessory to the murder of over 28,000 Jews while at the Nazi death camp, where he denied ever having been a guard. He never served jail time for his conviction as he died in 2012 while awaiting his appeal. However, the case did set a critical legal precedent under which those who served where crimes against humanity were committed can be prosecuted as accessories. The images of Demjanjuk at the Sobibor death camp come from the estate of a deputy commandant, Johann Niemann, who was one of the 10 members of the SS killed by prisoners in October of 1943 during the uprising at Sobibor. Parts of Niemann's collection will be made public on January the 28th at the Topography of Terror Archive in Berlin. Members of the Hasidic and ultra-Orthodox Jewish communities and the African American community came together on Martin Luther King Day yesterday to honor the slain civil rights leader with a day of service. Volunteers were joined by Jewish, Black, and Latino elected officials, clergy, and community activists to stand against anti-Semitism and other forms of hatred in honor of Dr. King's work and life. It all took place at Kosher Soup Kitchen Masbia in Brooklyn, where participants helped restock the food pantry's shelves and promote a charity drive for the victims of the recent earthquake that hit Puerto Rico. Assemblyman Felix Ortiz, who recently returned from an aid trip to his native Puerto Rico, thanked Masbia founder Alexander Rappaport for the initiative in the spirit of Dr. King.
It doesn't matter what country, where we come from, how we look like, how we speak, what have you. We are humankind, and that is what Martin Luther King was trying to state.
Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, January the 21st. At 7 o'clock, IDF Brigadier General Amir Ebstein talks about his initiative to include Israeli women as combat soldiers, among other issues on tonight's Israel briefing. Then it's a look at some research on the topic of honesty. At 8, a discussion of how more racially and ethnically diverse Jewish institutions address white supremacy from the Anti-Defamation League's Never Is Now conference last year in New York City. Then at 9, Mark Golub sits down with Palestinian Media Watch founder Itamar Marcus on L'chaim. At 10, Hussein Abu Bakr talks about his journey of imprisonment in Egypt to asylum in the U.S. And coming up right after this newscast is ILTV's Election Arena. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, January the 21st, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader.